Hey Patriots, welcome to Patriot Life with Candace Keller. Great to see you back today. We are in the middle of a holiday week and hope you're enjoying your short work week. This week, I just want to remind you today we are here with enough tyranny, enough talk. Get involved, get educated, or get out of the way. That is what we say here at Patriot Life with Candace Keller. So, we have a lot to talk about today, of course. I'm sitting here it's very late at night, actually, when we're doing this podcast. I'm sitting here drinking my favorite thing. Everybody who knows me knows I'm addicted to Bywater. Panama Peach. Please don't buy it all up because I'm always buying it at every store I go to. Anyway, we are going to talk a little bit about today about what is continuing to go on in the schools. And before I get going, I've got everything spread out here in front of me. I've got a lot to talk about. I want to remind you, we've got our Patriot Packs available for you. This is our Patriot Packet that has all of the narratives that you will need to go before your school board, to go before your city council, your township trustees, or your county commissioners. We've got a U.S. Constitution in here, along with the mask mandate cards listing the law about the illegality of fake orders coming out of the governors these days, and the law regarding mandatory vaccinations in the workplace and elsewhere. So we have that available for you, and we're sending this out to you. If you just send me an email at patriotamerica76@gmail.com, we will send this to you along with some books that I'm recommending. One is The Art of War by Sun Tzu. This is a fabulous book about warfare. Everybody should read this book. It's a very short read, and especially if you're interested in politics, it's very helpful. Ohio Constitution, which is free, and Doctrine of the Lesser Magistrates. This is a book that we have recommended that is absolutely changing politics nationwide. I think nearly 100,000 copies of this book have been sold in the last year, and I probably sold 1,000 myself. So we are sending this entire packet out to anybody requesting it, all of this stuff, for $35. And as soon as we, sell these things, we order more cards and more materials to send out to you. So if you want to email me, I'll either mail them to you or bring them to you. This week I delivered about 20 packets here locally in Butler, Warren, Preble, Claremont, Clinton, and where else have I been? Warren counties, delivering packets to people who are getting active in their communities. So let's talk about what is going on right now. Patriot America has always been an organization since February that has advocated for you to learn your Constitution. Now, I know that sounds like the most boring thing ever. However, right now, while you're having your constitutional rights stripped from you, is when we really need to learn what our rights are and how they are protected by the Constitution. So I recommend, of course, that you take a Constitution class, Building Blocks for Liberty. Get on the IOTC website, Institute on the Constitution. But somewhere, or Hillsdale College, go somewhere, get online, either take a course online, you can do that at home for free, or go to classes, which I have always done. It's really fascinating to learn what an amazing country that we live in. And of course, we want you to consider running for public office, and we want you to get involved in local politics. We want you to start attending school board meetings. Start going to your city council meetings. You don't have to say anything. Just go in, sit, listen. They're always alarmed when people show up. They don't understand what you're doing there, and they'll wonder what you're up to, which is okay. Go to your township trustee meetings. Go to your weekly commissioner meetings. And find out why you're not being set free from the tyranny that we're now seeing in our communities today. Now, in Ohio, there are 88 counties. There are 11.7 million people who live in Ohio. Some of the counties are very populated, some are not. But every county in Ohio has 3 commissioners that oversee the workings of that county. In your county commissioners are the most powerful office holders in the county, except for your sheriff, who is the most powerful person, not only in your county, but he's actually the most powerful person in the nation. And that is outlined in our Constitution, but I digress. Commissioners need to be approached weekly. They need to be, you certainly should attend the meetings weekly if you're able. And that's because they have such extraordinary power. Now, many times, people who take public office are not always well schooled in what their responsibilities are, and it's you as the citizen to hold them accountable since you hired them. So your commissioners have lawmaking power, which are called ordinances. They're not called laws, they're called ordinances. Your city council can make ordinances or proclamations or resolutions. So can your township trustees. Your school boards do not make law, but they must obey the law. And so we're going to talk a little bit about school board today. Before I talk about school board, let me just review some stuff that you need to know about your commissioners. One thing your commissioners need to be doing right now, the counties need to be getting control, and they're not doing that. There's a few counties nationwide that are taking control of tyranny. Remember, we are a ground-up government. Everything is controlled at the very, very local level. So stop looking to Washington, D.C. to control anything going on in your life right now. Washington, D.C. is now and has for a long time been out of control. Even at the state legislature level, very little is accomplished at the state level. And I know that personally because I sat in the legislature for 2.5 terms. And I saw how slowly and ineffectively government really worked. It was a miracle we got anything done other than spending extraordinary amounts of money in budgets that were literally unsustainable. So this is why we need to hold our local officials accountable. At the county level, it's possible to go to your commissioners and ask them to write an ordinance declaring that that the county that you live in will not obey illegal orders or mandates. This is how powerful local government is. And so I went to our local county commissioners on May the 3rd. I wrote an ordinance for them that says this: be it hereby enacted that all acts, laws, orders, rules, mandates, lockdowns, and regulations passed by the federal or state government, past, present, or future, which violate an individual's lawful Fourth and Fifth Amendment rights to privacy, including but not limited to medical freedom, shall be invalid in Butler County, which is where I live, not be recognized by this county and specifically rejected by this county, and shall be considered null and void and of no effect in Butler County. And I created this for them. I just typed it up just like this. I put their names at the bottom. I did their work for them. I have approached the Butler County Commissioners 9 times in a row, and they have never yet adopted this ordinance. To this day, we now have in our county absolute chaos because our commissioners have failed to do what they should have done, get a hold on what is happening. Because they failed to act, we now have our schools are in an absolute uproar over fake mask mandates for children. We have healthcare workers losing their jobs by the hundreds because our commissioners failed to act when they could have. And we have companies that are firing employees over fake mask mandates and over fake laws. The Constitution calls it pretended law because our commissioners failed to act. And so I also wrote for them a posting that they could, if they would have passed this, they could have posted on every business door. This is just a statement from them, a resolution from them. I wrote for them. Butler County is open. Effective May the 3rd, 2021, mask mandates and all other illegal orders coming from state directive will be considered invalid within Butler County and are not punishable by law. Your county has the power to do this. No legal action will be taken if you choose to enter and patronize this establishment without a face mask or a vaccination. Butler County's commissioners respect your Fourth and Fifth Amendment right to privacy. And again, I did their work for them. I put their names on here. They refused to adopt this. They ignored it because they don't have the courage to do the right thing. These kinds of acts that are pushed by the citizens will set your county free and give you the freedom that you deserve. I also just want to remind you, We're, at patriotamerica76.com. That's our email address. I'm sorry, that's our website address. And you can get online and see a lot of these things. They're posted for you to print out on your own if you want. For you, we've made it available for you to use in your own county. You can tailor it to your own county. There's a lot of people that watch us across the nation. You can do this in your state. All of your constitutions are online. You can Google them and research things for yourself. Just a reminder, our mission statement, and I haven't talked about this in a long time, our mission statement at Patriot America: learn the Constitution. Think about running for local nonpartisan races, city council, township trustee, run for commissioner seat. That's a partisan, well, that's a nonpartisan race. School board is huge. School board is huge. City council, township trustees, school board. These are where we can make a real difference in our government right now. Also, check out your sheriff. If your sheriff is not a constitutionalist, you need a new sheriff. Sheriffs are very powerful, and they have the power to protect counties from tyranny. There is a county, I believe it's in Missouri, that where federal officials came into the county. I can't recall exactly the issue, but the sheriff literally told the federal officials, you must get out of this county. You're not enforcing this law in this county. And it was an unjust law. That is the power of a sheriff, to keep the law in your county. So in other words, if Joe Biden sent a bus of illegals into your county, your sheriff has the power to say to the bus of illegals, nobody's getting off that bus. That bus will be turning around and leaving this county. That's the power of a sheriff. So you need to make sure you have a constitutional sheriff. Your sheriff should always be in favor of constitutional carry laws. Your sheriff should always be in favor of stand your ground laws regarding the Second Amendment. If he is not, you need a new sheriff. And finally, Patriot America, one of our final, the tenet of what we do, is we want each county to have a patriot-driven movement, because you know your county better than I do. You can draft candidates of your own. You know everybody there. You've probably been born and raised there. Many people are. And you know who you want in public office representing, and you really have the power to put these people in position, and it's not that hard to do. Just a reminder, Patriot America, Patriot Life is an extension of Patriot America. I'm on here every Wednesday when I'm not out speaking. I'm also on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Buzzsprout, Instagram, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Pod Paradise. So we're everywhere we can think of to be, just in case we should get shut down. Also, if you want to receive announcents about our upcoming events, all you have to do, you don't have to send me any information, just go to go to Patriot 76, just text Patriot 76 to the number 22828, and it's as easy as that. As soon as that happens, you're on our email list, and we can send you all the places we're getting ready to go. I'm getting ready to go to Darke County this week, soon into Montgomery County, and then I'm heading up to Huron County. And so we have a number of engagements. We want you to know where we're going to be so you can join us. And also, one more thing before I get onto the school boards. If you are still being pressured about exemptions in the workplace, remember, it's not necessary that you turn in a religious or medical exemption. I know your employer is pressing you on that. But keep in mind, when you have somebody who tells you, we may or may not approve your exemption, that right there should be very much a cautionary remark to you that they are literally placing you in a subordinate position to turn down your exemption. It's extremely disrespectful remark made to you. And I read to you from this before. This is a writing by Fritz Van Maastricht, who says, when someone asks for or claims an exemption for something such as religious or medical, they typically are not understanding the ramifications of what that really means and how it can affect them. Asking for or claiming an exemption is really asking for permission to be recognized or accepted as a certain privileged class of people, and the privilege granted and the recognition is by the government for the government's benefit. So you don't work for the government. In fact, you owe the government almost nothing. And so asking permission indicates that you are submissive to them, and that you're surrendering your inalienable right of privacy, and you're putting yourself in a position of servitude. With that, I'm going to close and talk to you a little bit more next time about. I actually run out of time because I had so much to tell you. Talk to you next time about school board and about how we can move forward with some quick responses to some of our employers and the tyranny that they're involved in right now. So with that, make sure you let me know if you want one of our Patriot packets. Check us out on patriotamerica76.com or email me at patriotamerica76@gmail.com. It's great to see you this week. I'll see you next time. Thanks.
So, we're 1 foot in front